Hello ladies and gentlemen, Yessik Ziiq here again today to bring you another episode of Let's Play Banished. Here again in the town of, I forgot to name it, so it's called Claremore Hobie? Claremore Hobie? There's a town near me called Claremore, but I don't know about the Hobie part. That seems a bit strange to me. So there's a lot to do. I have to remember exactly what I have going on here. I have 2 hunting cabins, which I generally keep fully stocked. I have a forester lodge here and a medicine a herbalist here, which is good. I actually did learn quite a bit about how to position things in this game. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late for me, but one thing I did get as a piece of advice is that right outside the radius of all these lodges on the outskirts of your town, you should probably put a storage hut so that they can easily store things that are nearby. So I'm probably going to go ahead and build both of those. As well as that, I'm going to want to finish my trading post so I can finally get some livestock and other seeds. As well as that, I'm going to want to put a gatherer's hut, just so I can diversify the amount of food that my town has available to it. So there's a lot of construction to do, but it is early spring, and for now I actually have to start farming. So first, I'm going to, of course, tell them to work all of these, which I've already done, but I'm actually going to up the amount of people working these crop fields to 5, just for more efficient work and to make sure I don't lose any of my crops. And I'm going to keep my orchard at 3, actually. But either way, it is time for me to actually assign some of these guys, as many as I can so far. Unfortunately, I have too much going on here at the moment in order to actually assign all the people I need. So I'm going to have to unassign some of my herbalists and foresters. I have a tailor who is currently working. I want to keep him working. 50 clothes is kind of enough, but not really. Teacher's going to have to keep working. Blacksmith is not working at the moment, but I have plenty of tools. I am a tool, so you know, I should know. But I still need 3 more people, so down 1 forester, down 1 herbalist, and you know, I'm going to go down 1 tailor too, because I'd rather have all the farmers I need, and I still need 1 laborer at the very least. So let's go ahead and exit and unpause. I'm not going to stay at 10 times speed, because 10 times speed is a bit much. I have been playing a practice round Cambridge. I've been playing a practice round in Cambridge. But since it is a Let's Play and I like to see what's going on and I don't want to make any mistakes, I'm going to go ahead and go to 5 times speed. I've actually finished one of my stone houses here, and this will be expanded over time. Do I have a graveyard yet? I'm going to need a graveyard soon as well, unless I'm very, very lucky. So the next thing I'm going to want to build right away is probably a gatherer's hut. So let's go to food production and to gatherers. So the gatherer will pick up onions and, well, a lot of things. Another thing that I have to thank Trent for, and actually I neglected to read all his paragraphs of advice from last time, which I always should read Trent's advice because it is generally really goddamn good. What was I even going to say? Is that you can actually make curved roads or diagonal roads by holding shift, and those roads are generally the path that your townspeople are going to want to take, so it's probably the best way of making paths in areas where you're like, I should have this should be diagonal, and I think I'm actually going to construct this diagonally right now. So as you can see, this is the path they would actually want to take to this area, which is kind of too bad because I have already fucked it up a lot. Whatever, it shouldn't take them that long to make a dirt road like this, and then we'll see if they actually use it. Another place I should have that is down here, so let's make another dirt road. Goodbye, yellow dirt road, or something like that. And there we go, get a nice diagonal path, and the people of the town will actually use that. The people of townsfolk, something of townsfolk, I forget. I seem to remember that there is, maybe it's Powerpuff Girls that use the city of Townsville is what I'm trying to think of right now. Yeah, that's right. So what do I have for supplies? It's been a little while since I played, and I played tons yesterday, which I probably should have live streamed, but didn't. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. Another thing I'm going to want to do is build another forester hut and another forester. Basically so I can get maximum amounts of everything everywhere. Forester I'm probably going to put in there. It's very hard to actually get a forester in a good location here because I want to expand in this direction, which would be the best location for a forester, and all of these locations are too hilly. Another piece of advice I got from somebody who I currently forget their name because I got it quite a while ago and I didn't get to use it until recently, is how to destroy hills. So you'll notice that hill right there, which caused me to make a crazy road. If I go to storage right here and I make a stockpile, and I put that on the hill. Oh, I can't actually put it on the hill. Okay, well, if I were to do that in the past, when there wasn't a road there blocking everything, it would actually flatten the hill as I placed it. And then I could take it away and it would unflatten the hill would remain flat. So I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if that's supposed to be like that, but either way, that is pretty cool and I'm happy about it. Have plenty of food remaining. It is currently late spring. Construction is moving apace. And actually, I have learned also how to use the priority tool, and I'm not sure if I have my laborers set to gather anything right now, but I want this to be priority anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and set that as priority. And next, I'm probably going to want another stone house. It's very important to continue to build houses in this game. Now, let me explain myself. If you do not build like 2 or 3 houses a season, your population will reach a standstill, and because you start out with 10 adults, this can lead to, let's call it the baby boomer issue, where like 90% of your population dies out at the same time, or you lose 10 people pretty much right away, and then you're left with like tons of resources and a lot of jobs to do, but not enough people to do it. So if you don't grow your population, you can end up really screwed. Anyways, so doing all that, I still have a bunch of things to build. Oh man, so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back street? You'll never know if you don't go, or something like that. I've already placed the mine and this, indeed. And I think next I'm actually going to want to make a graveyard right away. I have plenty of stone available for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use that while I still have the chance. So that would be under town services. Graveyards actually prevent, or cemeteries actually prevent your townfolk from being depressed when there's deaths, which is no bad thing. Cemetery is too large, cannot be placed. There we go. 19 times 10 should be good enough, and I'll make a little road up to it when I get the chance. Priority is not currently there, but it will be eventually. Lovely. Also, this is a good piece of advice. Make yourself an organized neighborhood and do it all in like one go, just so you know where things are going to be placed in the future, and so you can plan around it. And actually, it's a good idea to keep on city planning. I'm going to actually increase the fuel limit here. Like I said, logs or firewood is great for trade, so you should continually have as much of it as possible. Now I need 5 builders, but soon I'll need less once this gatherer's hut is done. The gatherer's hut also allows me to throw some of my farmers on it during the winter and keep my food supply up, as well as keep my health up, because like I said, it is really, really omnipotent? That's not the word I was looking for. Essential to have a variety of food to keep your town happy. So you can tell I only have 12 leathers, so it was probably a good idea to pull my tailor for now, just to make sure that I have him doing something useful. Apparently, if one of these guys reaches their limit or has nothing else to do, they will take on the job of a laborer temporarily, or they will act as a laborer. Although I would like somebody else to confirm that for me. I should also get a lot of laborers down here to gather all that stone and iron, because that is fairly nearby, all things considered, and, that sounds good to me. So apparently I'm getting low on food. There's probably lots of food stored in these houses, though. Indeed there is. So another useful thing I learned is that this little food indicator here is only the amount of stored food stored in here. It is not the total amount of food that you have. The total amount of food is also the food that is stored in each person's house. So that I shouldn't have been so nervous when I was running low on food earlier. There's nobody working at that gatherer's hut, but I can deal with that for now. And also, I think I need less workers now. So let's go ahead and, well, first of all, I should never close this goddamn menu that I keep on closing. But either way, I'm going to take away 1 worker, get a second laborer together, and now that I have the second laborer, I'm actually going to assign him instantly to this hunter's cabin. Very important to keep your hunters up and running. Also, another thing I learned about the hunter's cabin is that you should keep it in a choke point if you want it to be very efficient. So this is actually in a very good location because there is a choke point right here. The animals will actually have to cross through choke points, so they can't walk across this mountain, so they're more likely to go through here and they're more likely to get hunted. This, on the other hand, is not in such a good location. I guess it's kind of in a choke point, but still not as good as the other one. Animals can maybe circumvent that. So you can see my cabbage is being harvested right now, so are my potatoes. I'm not sure why I'm having such a hard time with commentary right now. I just completely forget how to speak, how to sprech in the Deutsch. Do you not sprech the Deutsch? I clearly do. Can't you tell by how well I'm saying sprechen die Deutsch? And even if I did speak German, I would probably have a horrible, horrible French accent like I do whenever I try to say anything in Japanese. Which does come up occasionally. I'm a fan of some Japanese things, and some Portuguese things, actually. I was in capoeira for a while, and don't let me fool you, I was horrible at fucking capoeira. I was like the worst capoeira practitioner on the face of the goddamn planet. But the main teacher, who I forget what they called the teacher, would always make fun of me because he would be like, okay, say this, and I'd be like, let me think, what's a Portuguese word? Rodeo? Which is like the circle we dance in, or maybe maybe it was actually fighting, but I forget. But I would say that, and you heard how he said it right now. He would be like, oh, say that one more time. I'm like, rodeo? He's like, rodeo, because in Portuguese and in Spanish, you roll the R's at the front of your tongue, not the back of your throat, like rouge. Say rouge instead. I don't know. Anyways, I'd be made fun of constantly, and my nickname, because everybody in capoeira has a nickname, was La Batadeira, which is the jackhammer. And you might think that's a really badass nickname, but they tend to give non-badass or badass nicknames to people who really suck. And the reason I was called the jackhammer or the Batadeira or something like that is because I put 3 holes in the wall, and one was at head level, and it was done with my ass. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm not even sure why I'm telling this story. Apparently some of my guys are assigned to jobs that I got distracted by my stories there. Lots of laborers available. Builders are currently building the graveyard, and the laborers can actually go back to hunting and gathering wood. Where is my forester group? There's my forester group. Now I have 0 laborers, but soon I'm going to have more laborers. I need them to actually pick up this goddamn piece of potato. So a trick I learned, because I have in the past had to completely destroy farms and pick them back up in order to get rid of the last sack of potatoes so I could plant next year. You can just increase priority there, and as long as you have a laborer, which I currently don't, as long as you have a laborer, yeah, they will eventually go and pick that up, which is, yeah, see, there we go. Now I can go ahead and up my forester group again. Not to mention stop work here and set it down to 3. I also, did I explain why I set these to 5? Just so they work more efficiently, like it's autumn and they're already done. I really like that, and it allows me to get to work faster. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. The priority button is really important, although it doesn't always work as well as you might like. Let's go ahead and go to the resource gathering. Gather stone should be priority 1 all around this place, and the next priority should be gather iron. These are resources that you start running out of pretty quick in the game, so it's important to kind of assign them to gather all the iron and stone nearby. I think I might go back to speed 10 for a little while. I don't have much else to do at the moment, and it is autumn. I have a lot of students, so a lot of kids growing up. I should probably unpause construction on one of these houses. I have enough supplies for all of them, maybe even 2 of them. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to leave my laborers to just gather this. The 2 construction workers can work on these 2 houses. It will take a long time, but I don't mind at all, actually. And it is late autumn. It is not yet winter. I do not have to worry about winter. And next year, I think I'm going to unpause this and actually start building it. Because, like I said, very important to get trade going. Eventually, you can get livestock, which is fucking fantastic. Fantastical. The words are but nastical. I don't even know what that means. Can't describe this great event. You'll be done with wonderment. Returns are fixed at 10%. You must agree, that's excellent. I quote that song a lot, but to be fair, that song is real goddamn memorable. Already people moving into there, lovely. People need privacy in order to make kids, and they need kids in order to make the town survive. So that is what I am currently doing with this small neighborhood. I will be extending it in the future, and I think I'm going to be extending it downwards instead of sideways. And over here I'll have like a little church/brewery area, and down here I'll have a marketplace. I think that's how I'm going to work this. I think that's how I'm going to twerk this. What, you never twerked it before? Twerk it good? So lots of laborers, at least one laborer grew up. I've had recommendations in the past to actually keep the event log open, just to see when children grow up and all that jazz. But to be honest, this is too much screen clutter for me. Even now that I've increased the size of all of this, I'm kind of too cluttered. You know what? I'm actually going to decrease the size just so I can show you guys where the option is. So if I go to game, I can show user interface scale. I can actually scale it down a tiny bit more than that. That's still bigger than it used to be, so let's resume. Oh yeah, that is much better. Look at how much better that is. Girl, look at that better. Late winter already? I like to fast forward through winter since not much happens. Did get 2 houses and a graveyard done, as well as this gatherer's hut, which I have not even started using. Pretty soon I'll have enough population in order to get all of this done, but it is going to take me a little while. What is wrong with the blacksmith? Oh, there's nobody working there. That's fine. That's fair enough, I guess. Considering everything is a mess. Should probably have unassigned both the builders so they could gather more materials over here. But just gotta wait for spring to roll around, and then I can change my tune. Change whatever. Oh, that's an animal. I thought that was one of my population. Actually, there is a surprising amount of population that just files up here all the time, and I don't know why exactly they're doing that. Seems unnecessary to me. I'm gonna want a permanent second herbalist just so I can get medicine, maybe use it for trade eventually in the future. And then I'm gonna want a forester, another forester. Maybe I can actually put that forester down here. Okay, maybe I can actually show you how to use stockpiles to flatten land here. Stockpile's too large. It was working a while ago, I swear. Maybe it was updated so it didn't work anymore. Or maybe I'm trying it on hills that are too big, whatever. Early spring, that means I have to reassign all of my... I never unassigned the farmers? Damn, I feel like an idiot. I'll have to reassign all my workers. I need 13, which means I need like 3 hunters off and 2 woodcutters, and then 10 of these fuckers. Lovely. Don't have any builders right now, but I'm not currently building anything, so that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and work those fields. Let's twerk those fields. Actually, with my current setup, I found that in my practice game, I'm actually making a lot more meat than that one storage barn can hold, so I'm going to need some more storage barns sooner than later, or a marketplace. A market face. I used to face my markets. It's like facing your fears, but more marketable. Either way, I'm pretty happy with how things are going so far. I just have to make sure everything is in order, and that my students are all growing up, and that I have enough students, and that there are enough children being born. To be honest, I might have a few too many houses right now. I'm probably going to experience somewhat of a population boom. But, you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. Let's unassign a forester and an herbalist to get 2 construction workers going. Always have a laborer. Laborers are goddamn impotent. They're completely impotent. They cannot have kids. Yeah, that's a lie. They can definitely have kids. I am just being weird. I'm being dazed and confused. I thought I said I was going to build this. That'll be next. Right after I build this last house, I'm going to also build this trading post. 80 stone is a lot, but trading posts, most important thing in the game. You have to have trading posts, and then you have to have 625 fuel in them constantly, because that is the exact amount of lumber you need in order to blank. I'm actually pulling out a blank in terms of what I want to say here. That's the exact amount of lumber you need in order to trade for seeds. And it's a good amount of lumber if you want to trade for livestocks, which is also important. Livestocks? As opposed to not livestocks? As opposed to like stream stocks or like 1 day delayed stocks? I don't know what I'm talking about. Unpause this. I'm probably going to need 4 construction workers for it. I did get another laborer. One of my kids grew up, so that is nice. I'll take away 1 hunter as well in order to get this done as quickly as possible. And I'm also going to want a road. Or rodeo. Something like that. I think it is actually just rodeo. Like, that's what the word stems from, because you're in a circle and you're fighting in the middle, and I just still haven't gotten over this capoeira tangent. No matter how much I sucked at it, it was a lot of fun. There's no wood left? Oh, I'm out of lumber. I am out of lumber. So really, what I should maybe do is, I don't know. Stockpile? Nah. It's cut a bunch of lumber. Yeah, that's exactly what I should do. Although, I'm going to have to probably cancel all the collection in this area. I find that myself setting people to collect and then canceling the collection a lot in this game, because often I find they need to start another job in the middle of it, and you might as well have enough selected that they won't run out of work to do. So I'm going to clear cut this area right over here. The second I have some laborers to do it good. Did they? Oh, it's because they delivered all the logs over here. Or some logs. Well, I'm really running out of wood fast here. Let's unset these builders and allow them to cut the wood over here. Things are not going as quickly as I would like. I don't have enough laborers yet. I need more laborers. I need more population. You fuckers should really fuck more often, is basically what I'm trying to say. There should be like a minimum fuck limit in this city. Can I impose laws somewhere? Fuck laws? I can't wait for mod support to be out on this game. That's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, laborers are actually already bringing more logs to this location, which is good. You are actually now working as labor because we have no logs, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with no logs, you're like, Jesus Christ, give me some logs, motherfucker. No, that's how I react anyways. I don't know about you guys. Farms are almost done being harvested for the season. I'm very happy about that. Probably have a surplus of food for a while. Actually, my food is getting pretty low. Oh, well. What I need is another farm field. And another farm field. And more food. And rocks and trees and trees and rocks. And rocks and trees and trees and rocks. And water. Is a hunter. Is actually another forestry cabin. So let's go ahead and... Well, the problem is I don't have enough people to assign to forestry. I have enough people for everything else. Where are my foresters? So right now I have 6 laborers. I'm going to want more foresters, all 4 foresters. And then 3 of them can actually continue cutting these trees down. Can probably unassign these guys now. So let's take away 3. They will add to my workforce. As you can see, the trees are already dead. I'm not sure if there's any point in working them after they've died for the fall. And this actually really needs to be picked up. Can somebody get... Yeah, there we go. Unwork that and unassign 5 more. You've really got to watch out for stopping work and starting work on these, because if you press cut trees down, you cannot take that back. That is something I learned, much to my chagrin, several times so far. Either way, this is going real well. All this is done. I have plenty of laborers. I've got plenty of wood, ladies. And this is actually ready to start constructing, so... I should probably reassign some more of these workers, and I keep closing that goddamn worker menu. Let's unassign these farmers. And reassign these workers, these twerkers as I like to call them. Blacksmith is not assigned, but right now I should probably assign not only a blacksmith, but also the tailor. Heard that this tailor can be tip-top. Hunters, yes. Foresters already maxed out. Gatherers, I want 2. There we go. So as you can see, I have a decent stockpile of food. The gatherer should really help. I had plenty of people tell me I should really be using a gatherer, so that's why I decided to finally buy one. 16,000 food limit sounds good to me. Sounds like it should be good. Food? I don't know what I'm talking about. The problem is I only have 700 firewood currently, and I want more firewood, and I want another resource production. Woodcutter. This is going to be a bit crazy to you guys, but this is the basis of my particular trade economy. I like woodcutters. So I'm not even going to pause that. I want that built as soon as possible. And then I'm going to want a forester after that. So I'm using a lot of my resources here. And I'm not sure how happy I am about that, but once I get the second forester up, these 2 woodcutters and the 2 foresters should be able to support each other with a wood surplus. There we go. I don't need anyone working here constantly, but I will actually set the amount of firewood that I want to trade. Where is the firewood? Where is it? To 725 or 625. This will not be gathered until I assign somebody to work here, so it should be fine to be set to that. There we go. And 625, I think it's 2 woods become 1 firewood, which then sells for 4. It's just a convenient thing. It's the thing I know the price for, and it's the amount that I know the price for. So I am happy with it. It is winter right now for Hitler in Germany. Springtime for Hitler in Germany. Winter for Poland and France. So this is currently being built. Everything has already been delivered, which is always really good. And I think I might need to unassign some people from farming and make farming less efficient in order to actually get foresters working constantly. It is late winter now. My builders are doing well enough for me. Let's go ahead and... Oh, where should I put this forester? It might be ideal to put it like way the fuck over here, but it's so far away. Okay, let me see. So I want resource gathering, yes. Forester lodge, so far away. So far away. I want it to have as little mountainous terrain in it as possible. If I'm going to do this, and apparently I am, I'm also going to build a road that goes all the way there. And I'm going to let the computer decide how to most efficiently make this road. So let's start it from here. And then I'm going to just... So they just want it in a straight line, like right there? Okay. I'm going to trust you with this, computer. It's going to be a long construction project. I don't trust myself to do it even. And late winter still, I thought it had actually turned over to early spring, just judging by that. By the way, I turned off the weather effects. Tell me whether you're a fan or not. I thought they were incredibly distracting, especially with the rain. I know it's going to rain. You don't have to tell me. Early spring. Lovely. Work. Work. Set this to 4 again. Apparently 5 is too many for me right now. Set this to 4 as well, and set this to 2. That might be a bit too little, but whatever. 5. I only have 4 people who I can currently assign to that. So let me check out my workers again with the menu that I keep on closing. Unassign some hunters, unassign some builders, and probably unassign a forester. That does allow me to get everything I need to, but I still need at least 1 laborer. I'll unassign the blacksmith and the tailor for now. Lovely. 2 laborers. I am very happy about that. I'm not sure if the laborers are actually doing anything. They might still be clear-cutting this forest, but I need more wood anyways. More pseudo-wood. Pseudo-woodo. Now, I need some advice on the orchard. I've heard several things about it. I've heard it harvests year-round whether or not you touch it, but it always gets like 70% and then just withers in the late autumn. So I'm wondering if I should harvest it automatically before then. You guys tell me in the comments. I would be very, very happy to know. So this is going to be very slow, but I'm not concerned. It's better than putting it up here in these like sparse trees or interfering with our herbalist up here, who I really need to gather those herbs. Herbs are also very good for trade, but you also need them for medicine. And they have actually built both these woodcutter cabins, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm actually going to assign a woodcutter to it right away, and I had 2 laborers grow up. That is really good. There we go. Once that forester cabin is complete, I'm actually going to go ahead and build a stockpile, like right outside the range of this first forester's lodge, right up here, so that it can be stockpiled easily from a good distance away, and then people can just deliver it. I hope what I just said made sense, or if you guys at least got my meaning there. So I need a stockpile here after that. Fairly large one, hopefully. Yeah, right there should be good. I just need to remove 3 trees from that. The laborers should be good for that. And now I have a population of 30 in year 8. Well, actually I have a population of 50 if you include students and kids. And a lot of them just became students. So I'm pretty happy about that, although I'm probably going to need more food supplies fairly soon in order to actually sustain this. I will be getting a lot of wood now, and I've accidentally closed one of the tabs that I tell you to always keep open all the time. So 800 firewood so far. I like them to keep up at 1,000, and I may actually assign a worker. Look at all those laborers I have now. What in hell's name happened? Suddenly I have enough to actually maintain all this crap that I have going on. That was an awkward way of phrasing that, but either way, I'm gonna put 3 more hunters online. Have the 2 hunters cabins. This is indeed being built. Most of it is being removed very slowly and arduously because it is such a long process. This road has been mostly built, I hope. They seem to be taking a random ass path to get everywhere. Oh, my road system is a piece of shit. If I'd known about the holding shift thing beforehand, I might have been a bit better at actually using it, but shouldn't matter so much. These will be harvested in time, I hope. Don't want to lose too much of the crop. I prefer to start harvesting early autumn if possible. Early fall. Autumn is... Are autumn and fall the same thing? Yes, they're synonyms. They're cinnamons. As you can see, this is at 72%. I'm actually going to harvest it once it gets to autumn at all because I don't want to lose too much of the crop. The tailor and blacksmith are not currently working. I'm perfectly fine with that. Did I have more people grow up again? Kids just want to grow up. Yeah, kids just want to grow. Yeah, they just really want to know what I'm talking about. I might unassign some gatherers in order to work other places during the winter this season. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how much food I have. Now that my population has suddenly went through this huge growth spurt, I'm kind of nervous about how many people there may or may not be. Either way, I am very happy that this Forester Lodge is being constructed. They've actually delivered all the wood they need already. Now they just need stone, and then I can actually start harvesting forest. I'm also going to want them to clear out all this stone and rock here, because I think that does get in the way of more trees growing, and foresters plant trees as well as take them away, so I really want them to be able to plant there. I just had like a message. It was reserve of food is low. That might have been true a little while ago, but it's not true anymore, and I forgot to harvest. See, they're harvesting right now, but all the trees are dying too because it's autumn. What a pain in the dick. So apparently I should even harvest those earlier. It might be because I have this assigned to 2 people instead of the amount that I had before. But fortunately, the crop fields look like they are indeed going to finish. I will unassign 4 people from that. There we go. Lovely. So I think no matter what, I'm going to need 1 more worker on the orchard. Maybe I can do 4 people for the crop fields. So they've reached their maximum. I'm actually going to assign 1 person to work here, and they will gather 625 wood and deliver it, which will then allow these guys to work again, which is going to be great. Awesome, awesome. Stockpile is here. As you can see, logs are being delivered at a fairly consistent basis because I have both of these hanging out. Some of the build is actually getting done there, and it is late autumn, and the living's right. Hit top speed, and the radio's the only light. I think that's how that goes. I don't know. It's been a while since I played Rock Band, and yeah, a lot of the music I do sing is from Rock Band because I'm so used to singing it. I've sung it so often. Both me and my sister when Rock Band came out, we both played the entire singing campaign. We had like the high scores across the board. Well, we were in the top 100 at least, both of us. Storage, produce. Oh, actually, the storage is near capacity, so what I'm going to need is a second storage pretty soon. And I think where I'm going to want to build this storage is actually less nearby. Like maybe... Nah, fuck it. I want the storage in town. I was considering putting it elsewhere, but there's too many flasks hanging out there, so just have it in town. I'm going to need 4 construction workers in order to build that. Have I built the Forester Lodge yet? Yes, I have indeed. And I am fortunate enough to be able to actually unassign everybody. Okay, pause, think, stop working that, unassign all farmers. And now where do I want the workers for this season? I have all 8 foresters, I have all 6 hunters, I have all 4 gatherers, and then I just need more builders. And then the laborers can actually start clearing out some more area. Like I said, I'm going to want this little area right here entirely cleared out for very good reasons, and I think that's what I'll assign them to do. all this iron and all this blood. And by blood, I mean stone. Oh, I didn't change it to stone. And all this stone. Lovely. Have lots of laborers in order to do that. The gatherer's hut is full, so I'm not really too concerned about that. And getting low on wood again, but that's because I've delivered so much to here. As you can see, my current stock is 625. That is exactly 2,500 worth, I think, or something. It's the amount I need to spend, anyways. Unfortunately, very, very high on food, so I need this built as quickly as possible. I wasn't aware that I was going to get so high. I just didn't know how high I was going to get. Sound like I'm some sort of old man reminiscing about, like, living in the 60s. Oh, maybe not that old. Fairly old at this point, I guess, but... Well, no, because I'd have to be, like, a teenager in the 60s doing lots of drugs. Either way, sounds like some sort of old man reminiscing. Old man reminiscing. Proud Mary... I don't know where I'm gonna go with that. Have lots of extra people right now. That is a happy thing. I'm gonna be able to get my second stockpile up fairly shortly, which is another happy thing. And then I'm gonna build 2 more of these stone houses. And I know I'm making my population grow crazily, but I am making enough food right now to easily fill my storage over and over again. So I think I can actually afford more population. It might just be time for a market soon. That could be the answer. I think if... Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think if I actually change these all to stone houses, then my people will use less wood over the winter. Because they do stone houses retain, warmth better, is what they're supposed to do. So I think that means they will actually be less cold and use less wood, which would be a good thing. So I need 11 farmers now. I'm going to have to unassign some people for that, but just one or a couple foresters will do the trick. Or 2 foresters and 2 hunters. Remember, always keep a laborer or 2 hanging out, even if you have to unassign some more people. Having different summer and winter work jobs is nothing new or nothing bad, and is actually probably really good. So somebody explain to me how I should be harvesting this orchard, because I probably have some pears, but not too many. I have a lot more potatoes and cabbage, which is my favorite. Actually, potatoes and cabbage, can that be like a really bad peasant band, medieval band? Like, as bad as possible? Like, a medieval band that would play in a village this size, like 50 people total, it's their village band. I guess that would be more at the tavern, but you're well, I just can't speak at all today. It is too early for me, and I've drank like 3 cups of coffee. Big mugs, too, not just like small-ass cups. So pretty soon I should, pretty soon I should be ending the episode. I've already been going on for 3 years. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will stick around for more of the series. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like, subscribe, and, give me a blowjob or something, because you owe it to me. Or not. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.